Does it the headphones bother you with the ears?
No.
No. Yeah.
It's okay.
Nice.
Like it's weird. Like some of them when they are too tight, but those are good because they get.
They got the big hole.
Yeah.
Like a big
so it
space.
fits.
Oh,
Yeah.
Welcome to Cham Chat with Mike and Chu with special guest Pierre in the house.
Yes,
Make
sir.
some noise.
Pierre coming off a big win.
How
Cheers,
you doing,
boys.
Pierre?
Cheers,
Doing good.
Feels good to be a winner, right?
Yeah.
Back in the win column.
Yeah, that's what we needed.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, congratulations on that
Big
great
congrats.
win, man.
Big
thank
congrats.
you. Yeah, it was a good one. It was after like a series of losses, it's always tough. So yeah, happy to be back in the winning column.
Yeah, for sure. Talk about that win. Have you ever had a rematch before in your career? Is this your first rematch?
No, that's the first one. Yeah.
Talk about the rematch.
Yeah, no, it was. It was a good rematch because actually, like that fight that I lost against him was the beginning of a bad losing streak for me. Because when I fought him, I was 5-2, and I was on 3 fight winning streak. And I had like that fight, and after it triggered a few other losses. So it was good for me that like I get it back because I feel like this kind of curse, like a malediction, like from that. So I hope I broke that curse and I will be back to winning for a long time.
For sure. How long have you been fighting?
First pro fight 2012.
Wow.
2012.
Yeah,
wow.
so it's like now I'm like, but I started late.
How old were you?
Was that here in Hawaii, your first one?
No, in India. No, actually my first, I did like some kickboxing fight in China. That was my first pro, I would say pro fight. But my first pro MMA was in India.
2012.
It was 2012.
How old were you?
I was like 28, I think.
Wow.
Wow, you look good. Damn, you look young. I did not expect that.
Young
you
gun.
look good.
Yeah, so no, even how much? I don't even know how old I was. 38.
Yeah. Well, you said you started late. Like,
started.
But
late.
for MMA, you see a lot of guys don't break it to the to like a high level till they're about that age. You know what I mean? Because it takes so much to learn all the skills, all the different stuff you guys do. You know what I mean?
But like I think they posted something like, well, no, it changed because I think they like some movement. But like most of the champ, like UFC champs, they are like the
30s.
average like 35, 36.
I noticed that.
Like I'm 37, so yeah.
And you had who's the one guy? He won a belt. Was it Glover? He won a belt like at 40 something.
Glover Texera.
Yeah.
Even like Cormier fought like he was 40 or something. Like some like you see that more like at higher weight, I would say, because you don't have to cut weight and stuff. But it's not like a young sport kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But now there's some young people that are so good that started like super early. Like it's
crazy. It's
I
feel like
see some prodigies.
Now they're learning like before it was like you had some martial art and then you kind of added the rest and became MMA.
Yeah.
Nowadays these guys are like learning MMA from the beginning. It's like full as they're kids, they're already in full MMA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a trip.
We saw some beasts like at Gracie Techniques, like there's like they had their first teenager, like from like the first purple belt from green belt. So I think it's a kid. He went from like he started from like I think 6, 7, and now like he's purple belt and he's like maybe 16 or something, and he's a beast. Like when you start at this age, like super technical and stuff. And
the brain is like a sponge when you're that young. It just gets all absorbed in it. You get it.
Like, you learn fast.
Yeah. One thing I say sometimes jokingly is like these kids are like the new iPhone 15. Like their processing chip is so much faster.
Yeah.
Like they can remember shit so quicker than the older guys. You know what I mean? That's one thing I noticed from the coaching side is like they got a faster processor.
And their reaction time. The reaction time is so much faster also.
And this is just generalizing. Obviously there's anomalies, right? But just generalizing. But I wanted to ask you, growing up, how did you get into fighting, and what was your history with fighting?
Like, yeah, I started like late because I was playing rugby in France. After like I started martial arts very early, so I used to do kendo. So my dad was big in martial arts. He's like a black belt in karate, in iaido, you know, and so he put me doing kendo at 5 years old. So I did like that for a few years, and after kendo,
Kendo,
with the shinai and like all the stuff. So yeah,
like a samurai.
It's like samurai. So I was like really like in really like the samurai art. Like there's like a nice like some Japanese art behind. Like that's the kind of stuff. Yeah, he always like has been passionate by Japan. And he so he was like, he brought me to karate, but you know, I was like not really into it. I was after I played rugby at like semi-professional in France, so I at a good level. And when I moved to China, like rugby was not too big, so I was like, I always wanted to try MMA, because one day when I was younger, he brought some old Pride UFC kind of tape. And like we were watching that, I was like, oh, that's nuts. And I was like, oh, maybe I can be good at that. But it was like just like...
How old were you when you had that thought?
Like, I think it was like 15, 16. Wow. But I was playing rugby. I didn't really care.
How big were you? Or how much did you weigh when you were playing rugby?
I was playing number 2, so I was supposed to be big. But I was always smaller to like what I would be supposed to be at that position. But yeah, I think I was like maybe 170, more like 18. Now I fight at 135. So
wow.
So like yeah.
So you got into it from that, and then how did you get into like actual like striking or like kickboxing fight? You mentioned you did.
Yeah, like so that's when I started in China. So I went to that MMA gym. And I started from there. Like I went to a training. I did good against guys that were there for a long time. I was like, oh, I think I can be good to that. And I continue. And
at that point, you're like in your mid-20s. Like,
I was like, I think so. I have to recall 2000. So. 26, you know, like I think 26, 27, that's when I really like try to like I really like started to get into more training.
How was your first kickboxing fight? That adrenaline, that rush?
Oh, it was good. It was crazy. I fought like against a guy who had like maybe 50 fights in a big stadium in China.
Damn.
So it was nuts.
He had 50 fights?
Like, yeah, it was
50!
That was your first one?
It was my first.
Damn.
Like, he was like that. Like, you know, like he was like in China, they send foreigner to lose and stuff. But I lost decision, but it was a good experience. So, you know, I was like, you know, and I never... like compete any kind of
that's a win, dude. If you fought someone that had 50 fights.
Yeah, so much more experience. That was your debut? Like
that was like my I think that was the first time I think I did like also one amateur boxing fight in China, like in a mall. I think that was maybe the first fight, but I'm not sure if it was before that fight or after. I would have to double check. So one of those. Yeah, one of those.
When did you end up? First of all, why did you go from France to China? What was that?
It was like university exchange. When, I was doing my business school in France. You had to go 6 months abroad, and the funny thing is that like all my friends were going like 2-3 people to Madrid, London, Amsterdam, and I wanted to go to China with one of my friends, and I see my name, and I was like, Shanghai. I was the only one from the school from Paris, and I was like, no. I say, we go to something. I was like, fuck, I'm going to China, I was like, oh, and I don't know anybody and stuff, but after it was actually one of the best, move I made. Because,
that takes a lot of courage. I mean, I'm sure you didn't speak the language or anything. You're like a foreign country, like an alien.
Yeah.
I'm an alien here too.
Alien life. But what made you choose China? What attracted you?
No, it was like Shanghai was like kind of attractive. I think so. I had like 3 choices to make. My first choice was Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Second was Shanghai, And the third, I think, what was that? What was my third? I know. Oh no, my first one was San Diego, second Shanghai, and my third was Amsterdam.
So they made you put them in order the way you wanted.
Yeah. Wanted.
Nice.
And I got number 2.
Shanghai.
Yeah, and like I was like really hoping to go with one of my best friends now, but he ended up going in Estonia. And I was like, oh, and I go by myself in China. And I was like, oh, that's trippy. The first time I arrived, I was like in a hotel. I was like, I went outside.
Culture shock.
Culture shock. Like after, like I always like I used to travel. I was lucky with my parents. We traveled a lot when we were kids, like in a lot of different countries. But going live very far from home was the first time.
Yeah. China's so different too, right? Compared to like it's just like a different mentality, right?
Yeah. But after it was actually one of the best place when you for a young like student foreigner and especially like a white guy in China because you have the choice. So like for girls, just for example, like Chinese girls that likes white guys. For like foreigners, they don't really like Chinese guys. So that and like the
and you're French too.
And the life,
I know
French,
the
life
accent
is cheap also. Like to go out to eat.
Wow.
Yeah, it can be expensive. After like now it's way more expensive, and China changed a lot from where I was. It was really free when I was like arrived the first time in 2008. It was like right after the Olympics.
Oh yeah, the Olympics, 2008.
It was like super free. Like I felt like much more free than I was in France. Like you know, like like for example, I thought like I would stop smoking weed over there, and like the first time I go to a restaurant, I came out to the restaurant. And there's a guy who say, hashish marijuana. I'm like, no fucking way.
In China?
And China. And I'm like, oh no. I don't
want to go to jail.
I don't want to go to jail. So I'm like, no way. And after like friend like from another school that came and it's like, oh, you think we can find? So I went to that restaurant and found and like, and they got it from there. And I was like, oh, I like it looks like, in China, they don't mind. At that time, like they didn't care. Like people were smoking everywhere and stuff, like in clubs and stuff. But after it changed later on.
Wow,
oh, that's cool.
But it was kind of crazy party, crazy.
It's a big city. You're talking about Shanghai, right?
Yeah, Shanghai.
Oh, it's
like
huge.
Great DJs, like the best club in the world. Like it
crazy.
Was,
They play like
casinos, everything.
Electric type of music, right?
Yeah, like any kind. Like they're big on hip hop, like all kind. But we had like some of the best thing, and that's where also I met my wife. My wife, she was an English teacher over there.
Wow.
Oh, that's where you met your wife.
Because everybody's like, oh, our French guy ended up with our local girl, and it's like we met in a wine bar in Shanghai. So it's like it's like it's a funny. It's like. Talk
about that love story. I want to hear this love story. How did you meet your wife? I mean, what was your first date like? Walk me through your first date.
I don't know. Must be like one of the nice restaurants. I don't maybe remember, but we met friend of friend, wine bar, like party, and we just after it's
good chemistry.
It was not easy at the beginning because student and stuff. You want freedom, but we made it work.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long did you guys live in China before you moved over here?
I have total 6 years. I think we'll like maybe 4 or 5 years together. 4 years maybe before we move to Hawaii. Her move back and me move to Hawaii.
Yeah. And what was the connection to Hawaii?
But she's from here. She's
wow. Okay.
She born and raised.
Right.
Last time I talked to you, I think you said Kamehameha. She went to
So she's
Kamehameha grad.
She's Hawaiian blood. So
Yeah. Nice. Wow, that's awesome, man. Aloha.
So then you move here, right? The other day when we were preparing for this pod, we went way back on your IG.
Yeah.
And you've been training with Max and Martin, these guys, Yancey for years.
Yeah, since the beginning.
So was that right when you got here? You just jumped into the gym.
Yeah. So the funny thing is that the first time I came for like just holidays, like we were just traveling, and I messaged a few gyms, and at that time it was Ryland Lizard's Gracie Techniques. That was the one that replied to me. And
how'd you write to him? Instagram?
No, it was like, I think, Gracie Techniques, and I found their website. So that's training come at that time or something on Facebook, and that went and at the time it was Gracie Techniques, MMAD. It was like a big team. It was like really different, like people from all over. The MMAD was the east side with like Randy Luller, like Robisa, and like they had like all kind of guys like who was coming at that time. Wow. So it was like a big intimidating room. I remember like my first training there, after I threw up. That was the first time I see like really.
Was it in the same location or did they have a different location?
It was in Cali. It was where it was like just the one before this one. Okay. But so that was the time, and I just came there. Went back to China. I think I came one more time again, and it changed. It was changed already. It was Gracie Techniques and our Elite MMA at the time. So it was both teams were combined, and it was still at Ryland's place. Before, after, we split, but it's still kind of connected. But
that was like 10 years ago almost, yeah?
Yeah, 8 years, 2015.
8 years, wow.
I think, 16, I think, yeah.
So as soon as you moved here, you was already in the mix working with the top guys.
Yeah, right away.
And you had how many fights at that point?
I think so. I was like, when I moved to Hawaii, I was like, maybe like 5 fights.
5 fights.
5 or 4 fights. Yeah.
So
no. I have 3 fights. 3 fights.
3 fights.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I was 2-1. Yeah.
How was your first fight after working with these guys? What was different from training in China compared to training with?
It was good to have like a full camp, full structure, like professional stuff. Yeah, no, it was nice.
Over here?
I discovered strength and conditioning and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a big change.
Yeah, over there you guys weren't doing the full strength and conditioning.
Yeah, it's just it was different, and I was working like full time, and it was just the beginning. I was really inexperienced. We were training kind of our own. We had like some kind of training, but it was not as near as professional as what we do now.
So when you first met Max and those guys, this is before he went on a long run, right? Before he went on the like 12-0 run, or
I think like I think that when like around that, I think one of the first fights I helped Max was when he fought Cub Swanson. So
wow. Yeah, that was a while ago.
Cub Swanson, yeah, wow.
And you were probably part of a lot of Max's camps on that run, right?
Yeah, we did.
Because you guys were about the same weight?
Yeah, about 10 pounds?
like 10 pounds. It's like if I won a featherweight. I used to fight a featherweight, but So I think from there, we still had that group, the Gracie Techniques. From there, we never.
Because it was so cool to have. We already talked about this at the interview when you were in the fight, that having Lowen and Max in your corner, and then he did mention. You know what? That sucks. That I had this on interview with Max, but my mic got screwed up. But he did say. Calm Pierre is a dangerous Pierre. Can you explain to our fans what that means again?
So but again, like in martial arts, more or less you fight out of emotion. Better it is. The calmer you are, the like you see everything slower. Like it's just like the better it is. Like if you can really empty your mind, and like we see that in martial art, like mostly about that philosophy. That's really about that.
Yeah.
If you can, like, you have a calm mind, you're like you can do anything because you can see better and you can act better,
You can be more present, I think that's what it's about, is being present. Like, dude, even like, this is gonna sound completely goofy, but I was playing Call of Duty last night, and if I'm not breathing and relaxing, it's like I miss my shots, little details. But if I'm calm and I'm like, You know what I mean? It's weird. Even though it's just a video game, it's just like if I'm more relaxed, I play better. You know
Is it like when I'm tense, sometimes I hold my breath, you know, without even knowing.
For everything, like golfer, I'm sure people will do music.
That's true.
It's like everybody, like look like people like who cannot perform like good singer, but if they're in front of a crowd and they cannot sing, it's just about that because they cannot manage their emotion.
The emotion.
So better you can manage your emotion, better you will be at fighting. And you know, fighting, you need to be kind of crazy to be to want to do that because that's kind of, you know,
especially do it more than once. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you get a lot of guys who tough it through and make it through a camp, or maybe even go and tough it up and make it to a sparring session. But to do it over and over and over, and to take the losses and to come back and the injuries and that. That's a real different mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it's addictive too. Like, I think when you come into it as a sport, like when, you like, it's hard. When you get to that point, you always, I don't know, like you miss training. It's like weird if you don't train. So and that feeling is kind of addictive. So
endorphins. You must crazy endorphins.
How did you feel Saturday night?
I felt good. Like I felt like you know, I fought on way bigger stage after. It felt great to feel at home. You know, to fight at home. Like you know, that's always so good to do that. Like you know, like in Hawaii, I love to fight in Hawaii. When you don't have to deal with travel, with everything. Like you know, it's make a big difference. And here people support me. So like you know, it's always good to, you know, to have some support.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you definitely got a lot of support. I heard a lot of people screaming your name and wearing your shirts. Are those shirts still available, by the way?
Yeah. Maybe I will do another run.
Dude, I was just talking to Mike about it. It's so cool. You know, I love the flag, the French flag, and then the Hawaii flag. And look at that boutique. You know, the D and the Z, and oh man, it's so dope. It's
my
so
little side project, like to do like that.
So clean, and I can feel the Europeanness, the style of it.
The French
couture.
The swagger. You know what I mean?
That's what we do.
That's
sometimes Pierre comes into the gym straight off from like work and lunch. He's like in his work clothes and he has some swag, man. He's coming in with the nice Aloha shirts and the slacks and the Air Max.
Like to dress up. You know?
Hey Pierre, as a fan, I have a question. You before the fight, I remember first time meeting you, and then we had that quick interview. We were talking about, and that's when I was meeting you. But that was around the time you probably was starting to train with Mike during your boxing. What were some of the improvements that you noticed?
I think like it's good that like I work with Mike because like I think especially looking at my past fight, like is like what we work on footwork, on being better on my feet, moving better. It's like like boxing, you need to be in good position in order to throw punches. So you need to have your feet at the right place. And I think Mike is helping my game a lot on that, on like, you know, better movement, better defense, cleaner, sharper, cleaner. Like, you know, I have a lot of... you know, I don't come from like I would say I come from rugby, so I have a lot of cleaning to do, and that's what I think we have been trying to work on. Sure. And it's just like and it has been only like a few months, like so. I look forward to see the improvement over time.
No, because during the fight when I was watching you, I could see you trying to find the range. You know, you had a good rhythm.
He was because him is tricky. He's a boxer. He likes to sleep and stuff. Like, and me usually I really like to stand. And at that fight I knew I had the advantage on the ground, so I went there. But I look forward also to fight where I can use more my stand up. But like for that fight, it was making more sense to to just
I was telling Chris that too. It's like you know, for you and the level you're at, it's all about winning. You know, and in our training, even though you know you landed some clean shots, but even though that wasn't the game plan, if you look at the damage you took, your defense was great, and then we work on that all the time. You know, your feet were great. We work on that all the time. You know what I mean? So it's like even though the combinations may not have been what you wanted, or it was for the game plan. You know what I mean? And the boxing still showed in other ways with the great footwork, good balance, good defense. You know, we work defense a lot. You know what I mean? So
fundamentals.
And dude, you came in that thing looking like a model. You know what I mean? Like, dude, anytime, bro, I swear to God, anytime you can go into an MMA fight and come out with a clean face, that's fucking awesome.
That's
dude.
true. That's true.
Fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
No, that's good. I only got it one time, like when he did like a nice overhand, like over my hook or like a jab.
Yeah.
And that's only.
But it didn't phase you. I remember that shot. Boom, nothing.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what
I
mean?
was because I was like good on my feet and stuff. But it was that's the only really punch I think.
Yeah. Hey, congratulations one more time, that unanimous decision. Oh man.
Give it up.
For Pierre. Oh, cheers to that, Pierre. Oh man. Dude, it was so fun to be there, watch you, man.
Dude,
I was nervous. I was so nervous because
honestly, I wasn't nervous. And I've talked about this before. I do get nervous sometimes when guys I know fight because you know how it is. You're so helpless. There's nothing you can do. You're just watching your friend fight and you just hope the best for him. But for me, I wasn't nervous, dude, because your mindset, this whole camp, I said weeks out, but it was probably honestly months out where you knew what to do. I felt like you knew how to get the dub. You knew that you were better than him. You knew a couple adjustments and that's your dub. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
no, it's like
honestly, from my perspective, you showed no sign of like mental weak. You was so prepared for that fight mentally. You know what I mean?
And also like that's the first time I use also a mental coach for that one.
Wow.
I never had that. I don't. Yeah, I'm sure, and I'm sure that helped. After it's always hard to. But he make me focus on stuff like he's a French guy, Thomas, like stood out, but and I never had I made a few changes from because of that, because the law said I had it's not a look. I'm I got maybe robbed or out of had some weird decision and stuff fight that I never lost that I should have never lost, but I had also had to fix some stuff, so I'm trying to do that, and working with him, maybe it's helping on that, it's
Pierre, can you walk me through what do you do? What is a session like?
It's a more like a kind of discussion first about you have to share about how you feel, and after it's more focused on what You control your emotion of what you can control, when we are worried, something happened, but you can control only what is under your control. So if something bad happened, you can only also control your reaction. So that's very important to think about that it's only a bad situation can happen, but your reaction will make. You can control your reaction to that bad situation, and depending on that, there is a lot of things to walk around, because it's something really bad happened to you. Yes, you can be feeling bad about it, cry about it, and don't do nothing, but you can after say, okay, that's bad, but let's think about what we can do to make it better, or etc. So it's a change on mindset, and focusing on what's important, why you do that. Also, the why is always important to remind why you do that. What you can do better, and after I have and it's also to make marks on stuff there is some post-it, for example, we cannot see on the camera.
Jab.
Oh yeah.
But it's to focus on what I'm good at. That was also a thing, sometimes we focus on the other opponent, but it make me mark all the stuff I'm good at, and I never remove them, but I have a good jab, I have spinning attack, I landed a nice spinning back kick, so and jab overhand, to the body, like that. So, yes,
that's real specific too. That's real specific shit.
Stuff,
you know what I mean?
Stuff that
who pointed. I know. I mean, we've seen I feel like guys like Jake Paul is really if you look at his camp, obviously he's on a pretty good little thing right now. But if you look at his camp, he has the mental coach. He has the this and that. Who put you on game to try that mental coach and stuff?
nothing, just me. I'm just looking at that. There's stuff like other people doing it where I'm not doing it, and like and again, if everything was doing well, like maybe I would not have done it, but I'm like, okay, I'm losing right now.
You're willing to try something else.
Yeah,
you know
change it up.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Because what's the definition, right? Insanity.
Yeah, just doing the same shit over and over and expecting different results.
Exactly.
You know, that's cool that you approach it like that. To like, hey, let me shake some stuff up and see the outcome. Yeah. And you said you noticed a difference.
Yeah, after I'm like on that fight, it's always hard to say, but I enjoy those conversations. So and I think that so far the result is here. So I will keep. I will keep.
The thing is like every fighter has thoughts and emotions leading up, going into a fight. Whether they share them or talk about them or not, it's kind of it makes sense. It's cool to have a coach kind of walk you through that. You know what I mean? Guide you through what you're feeling, what you're thinking. You know what I mean? If there be any negative thoughts, and try to put you in the right mindset to get the dub. You know what I mean? That's pretty good. I mean, it makes sense. Let me ask a question. This is a little personal, but what is the rate for something like that? How much are these mental coaches charging? Like, it's for other fighters looking into
it? Like, it's a French guy, so we do everything on WhatsApp, and that's pretty like for it's pretty affordable. I think it's like what was the rate? I think it's like 150 for 2 sessions. I think something like that for like 2 hours. So like,
how'd you find him?
I found him like through. I think it's like because I follow that. It's called Maître Fumier. It's so funny. They are like a MMA Instagram French account, and they promote some stuff, and I think that's how. I heard about him, and and I was just okay. I just looked at some of the stuff and that he was doing, and I'm like, okay, I just check it out, and it went well. So it was interesting, and I did actually had like some discussion with mental coach long time ago, but I was maybe not ready at that time, and it was a guy from on Facebook. What was name? Arno or something. He's an artist, a judo guy. He's like a guy from judo and stuff. But I was just, I had a hard time to conceptualize at the time. Maybe I was not like ready enough.
Yeah. Because part of it is too, you got to be honest with them. You got to tell them shit. Yes. You got to open up a little bit, you know what I mean, for them to be able to do their shit.
It's almost like being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
First, and then you're able to talk to
someone else.
Yes. Share, and then that, because they have to, that's how they help you.
After everybody has a methodology, and for sure, like it's like everything. You have to understand the need of the person. It's like all like social interaction. It's the same. It's sales. I'm doing sales at the same. You need to understand the need of your client, and from there you can have like apply different strategy, product, etc.
What are some other stuff you're into besides fighting? So
that Daguzan charcuterie. So like I'm trying to create that charcuterie brand. So charcuterie is not cheese and plate and stuff like. Charcuterie is just the way how to conserve meat. So it's a traditional way of
conserving meat.
Oh. Yeah. So before they have fridge and stuff like that. So they use salt to keep the meat longer.
To preserve it, right?
To preserve it. And so, because here in America, what the charcuterie, they call the board is everything charcuterie.
Wait, but charcuterie.
Charcuterie. So that charcuterie is that the fact that you're using salt to preserve meat product. And I want to create a brand. I did create a brand that is making using only local products, so local pig, local deer, with French recipe.
Do you cook?
Yeah, so it's so
Dude, you know the epitome of cuisine is French cuisine.
Yeah.
That's
French
like,
cuisine, yeah.
oh, you're a cook. Oh,
my dad wrote a kitchen book. It's just a family
wow,
stuff.
Yeah.
kitchen. Wow, man,
Wow.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
How often do you cook?
Probably
Probably not too much in camp. Huh?
no, I cook all the time.
Really?
Yeah, I cook all
Oh.
the time. Yeah, I cook
Your
for
wife
my
must love
son.
it.
Yeah, she's lucky.
She's lucky.
She's lucky.
Yeah, honestly, I love being in the kitchen myself.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's almost like it's kind of like a stress. It's like for me, it's like a stress relief. You know, it's just focus
Your creativeness can
on.
come
Yeah,
out.
and you're creating and you're focusing on something else.
Art. Another form of art.
Yeah, it's important, and also here, like in America, we don't have like great, I would say, food. I would say standard and stuff. So I like to cook my own food with good produce,
Good ingredients.
mainly like organic as much as I can,
Yeah.
and yes, and cooking good stuff, and that also is just because like here in Hawaii there is a lot of pig and deer, and they are also in invasive species, so you can do like a great product and help the environment, so that's a
Win-win.
That's a win-win, because a lot of people say that the meat production like is a big cause of climate change.
Yes,
and stuff,
yes.
which is true. So in that, with that thinking that I have, is that also we are producing good meat product, because people still love meat, and I hope we can still eat some good meat product, but also helping the environment. So yeah, it's a early stage. I'm doing that step by step, but yeah, I'm hoping to launch that more seriously. But I started a new job also.
Oh, what is that?
Pro Service. It's a great local HR company.
Oh, HR. Okay.
Yeah. So we do payroll, HR, all kind of services. So it's one of the they have been ranked like for the last 10 years one of the best company to work for in Hawaii.
Oh.
So we are helping over like 2,500 local businesses.
Oh,
so that's
2,000 over 2,000.
Yeah, on the island. Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
So that's pretty good. So yeah, if anybody will listen who needs HR, support,
hit up Pierre, man.
hit up me.
Wow.
So do you usually mostly work at home or both?
No, it's like office. It's hybrid, and after you have to get out there, do meetings and stuff. Meet with people. I'm a sales, so that's what you have to do.
Pierre, what about these, man? Once I came into your house, I was like, damn, check out his longboards.
Yeah, a few boards like
Oh, this one is indestructible. This one goes, truck can run over it, doesn't even break, right?
It's a good board and stuff. Yeah, I start to try to short board, but I like to long board a little bit better. Yeah, still, because.
Did you learn how to surf in Hawaii?
Yeah. My wife teach me. That's how I learn.
That's awesome. Check it out. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Nice quiver, huh? Check out his quiver.
So what's next? What's next? You just finished your fight. What's going to be next on the agenda for you? Big item coming up. Trying to book another fight, huh?
Yeah. I hope February.
Oh,
Yeah,
February. Oh, that's soon.
February.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know why? Because he came out unscathed. Look at his face.
know.
Yeah, that's why he can go on again.
Yeah.
Man, I saw your opponent's face, and man, you did some work. You busted him up a little bit.
That was kind of funny, the trash talking that was going on before.
It was
I
funny.
felt like it was
The guy
good, though.
Even forgot. Like he was like, "Oh, I beat him unanimous." He didn't. He was a
Split, right?
Yeah.
He got lucky. Like the first time he got lucky, he had a bad weight cut, it was had a bad weight cut. Like I could have finished him at some point, and even like watching it again, I think I still won that fight. But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Wait, I have to answer that.
Yeah,
No worries. Take your time, Pierre.
Bum.
Dude,
What's your favorite French dish?
Dang. Oh, man. See, I don't have a lot of experience with French food, French cuisine. Like, I'm not a huge foodie. I just know that the foundation of awesome cuisine is French and escargot.
Escargot.
Caviar. I mean,
Have you heard of that? Have you heard of that restaurant called the French? What is it? French Cabinet in New York or something like that? Or something?
No, I'm not.
Like a really fancy restaurant.
There's a lot of French restaurants, fancy and stuff. My favorite French food, it's difficult. There is ton of stuff. Like, and every region has their own like
spin off, huh?
Yeah. So it's there is a lot of stuff. But I love escargot. I love foie gras. I love
foie gras.
I love like all kind of different like traditional dish. From.
Hey Pierre, do you have a remix, like a fusion dish that you came up with using some French cuisine with Hawaiian food?
But like some pate or like no. I had like an idea of do some French kind of lao lao.
Wow! Explain it. Like, what's the idea process?
But it would be like just like the way like maybe you could eat like steam it and stuff, but just with more like different herbs and spices.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That'd be the one.
But that's something. Something I'm thinking.
What about a French loco moco? How can we make that happen?
It must be not too. It's very close, and it's just like meat and gravy, like with a more like French kind of reduction.
Yes.
Kind of sauce. It would be.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
What about champagne? Are you a champagne guy?
Yeah, I like champagne. I like everything, like wine, beer, like champagne.
Have you ever been to Champagne?
Yes, I did. Yes, yes.
I heard it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's like all over France. It's it's a nice country to go.
Yeah, I've never been actually.
Yeah, you have to go.
What do you think? What do you think about Francis Ngannou when you saw what he did? Obviously, he's from Cameroon, but he grew up a lot.
It's amazing. Like if he, good for him. Like he's like changing the game. Like for changing the game. I don't know. Some people did that. He's like he left after being the champ of the UFC. Like he make even more money that he made in his UFC career. He did super good against like a great boxer. Like McGregor didn't do as good against Mayweather.
Yeah.
So, it's good for him. Good. It's it just show like maybe the UFC that there is other option. And he shows a way that people can make it outside of the UFC and maybe even better.
Yeah. One thing that kind of showed me is like, and especially in the fight world, but most professional sports world, they say if you don't start young, it's too late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This guy has no chance. Tyson's been boxing since he was a kid. This guy has no chance. But I think what that shows me is if you have the right mindset and the right heart and the right work ethic, that doesn't mean everything. You know what I mean?
And I think good genetic on that and heavyweight, because I think it's also due to maybe to that.
That is true. It's different at the heavyweight.
At heavyweight, everything is possible. Like stuff.
Yes.
I think like it would be very tough. Like I don't know. You put like someone who never like any MMA guy like against a Lomachenko, and straight boxing and stuff.
You're absolutely right.
That, I think it might be hard. I don't know. I don't see.
No, from what you said in our last other pods that we did, we had Elijah Akana come on our pod. He said the same thing. He's heavyweight, like you said, and he said maybe too late for them, but not too late for him. Yeah. But once again, he is heavyweight. That puts a good point. I was talking about that one punch knockout thing. That's always the X factor. But, good point.
And after it's just the technicality of the guys. Like in the lower weight, people are more technical. They move better. It's like it's
the
different.
speed.
The speed of. If it's just like skills, you have more skills guy like in the lower weight that in the heavyweight. That's why like sometimes you have few champions like Mao and Ali. He was great because he was big, but he was different. He was super technical. He could move crazy and stuff. But you don't see that many guys in
Yeah. Elijah gave you a shout out too. He said you guys were training together. Man, he's so much bigger than you.
I never spar with him. And, like it's scary because when you see a boxer spar, it's always scary. When like sometimes it's a long time I haven't been to Nito boxing, but like when sometime I was looking at them like Elijah or Dallas or like them spar with Cajun. They are like it's crazy.
Trying to kill each other.
Like it's like when you look at them, like it's like
it's all gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
It's even like for me, it's like impressive to see that kind of like intensity in sparring.
No, for sure. And in MMA, I don't think you can really spar like that kind of. I know there's some guys that spar super hard in MMA. But with boxing, it's just like these guys, because they got the headgear and everything, but they're just blasting each other.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Crazy.
They're blasting each other. It's crazy. Have you ever sparred Ray Brada Cooper?
No, he came to the gym, but no, never. But he's way bigger. Yeah,
he's a big brother, isn't he?
It's a big. After he's large, but he's not very tall.
Yeah.
But I know he.
Who are some of your closest friends on the island?
I would say like the closest would be like Lowen, Martin.
Yeah.
From the fight game, Yancy. Max also like sometimes dinner and stuff. All like we have like also Aris. Aris Amiento is like one of my good friends. He's one of the OG guys here. I have a good group of people, surrounded with good people. So, yeah.
Hey, Pierre, we had Lowen and Martin on our pod, Elijah on our pod. Now we had you. Thank you for coming. But my question is, if you could recommend someone another guest to come on to this pod, who would you recommend for us? Come on, Pierre.
Barack Obama. Say
it. You should have Yancy.
Yancy. See, I don't know Yancy. Pierre, can you look at that camera right there?
Yeah.
Look at that camera. Can you talk to Yancy and invite him for us?
Talk to those guys.
Come talk to those guys. Dude, you know who told me Yancy would be cool as fuck as Diggs? Keone. He was like, Yancy's funny. He said he's funny, quick-witted, fun, like all that shit.
I do remember him saying that. Yeah.
Yancy seems such a cool. He's still vegan too?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh.
Sometimes he does eat like some stuff, but he's like last time he told me, I just had like another, like I think he went to Royce and stuff, and he was like, bro, I didn't miss it. Like I was like, I just try it again to see, and he was like, I don't know.
I don't miss it.
I'm like I will never agree
to
that.
Yeah,
so when we interviewed.
That one was always mind-blowing to me.
Oh, the postman.
Ready for that mail.
Thank you.
Now that one always tripped me out. Is guys who can go no meat.
Yeah, plant-based. So when we just dropped our pod with Job, he was talking about how he went plant-based for his training camp because he learned it from Max Holloway when he went for the plant-based camp. So. That's the biggest thing that I'm always so intrigued of is your diet going almost vegan if you're plant-based, right? Vegetarian.
If you're vegan, you are only plant-based.
Yeah, but the endurance, the cardio is so much.
Yancy never, I think, gassed out in the fight, so it looks like it's not
affecting
him. But I think everybody.
Wasn't Nate doing that too? They were saying Diaz.
I think I think he's eating fish and stuff. I don't know.
What do you eat?
I eat everything. I think and I think that's the problem now. You see, like everybody, like you shouldn't eat that stuff.
Everyone's different.
Or but I think like we are never like some vegan. He would try to make you believe that your body is made to only eat plant. I don't believe that. I think like we strive as human we eat like a good variety of different stuff from
Sure.
meat, from vegetables, from fruit.
That's what
A
makes
good
it
balance.
If we have
A nice
have a good
balance.
balance, and all those diets like oh, you shouldn't eat that stuff. I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like for French, it's really hard because we like
The
they
cuisine,
use for
the
everything.
best
It's,
in the world.
stuff, but you can see that like more and more like French chefs are conscious about like using like less meat product and stuff. It's just like choosing better product, and it's all about that, about like not going with like intensive kind of production where you know like some of the animal never saw the light of day and stuff. That's
Factory
what I see
animals.
and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
is
it's
bad.
true.
And they eat shit, or you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything is connected to
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
if you like, we can be more conscious and make. But for that it's true. Like people need to eat less meat. But I eat a lot of meat. So for me, it's,
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, it's hard for me to not eat every day.
Yeah. I
You like
love
Korean
meat.
food?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Korean barbecue?
Yeah.
A lot of
I
meat
like-
and
I like
vegetables too.
everything,
Yeah, a little different from French cuisine.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. I eat all kind.
What's the coolest place you ever been in the world?
Yeah, man, world traveler over here.
I don't know. A lot of Uzbekistan.
Why? Why is that?
That's the
It's
Silk
amazing.
Road. Silk Road.
It's beautiful.
Really?
Wow.
Eastern Europe, right?
No,
No.
it's Central Asia.
So, yeah, so
Oh.
they look Asian, but with
it's,
a little
it's
bit.
Russian. They speak Russian.
Yeah.
It's ex-URSS. It's beautiful. It's like one of the most beautiful Muslim architecture. you can
Yeah.
find.
Wow. Like
that.
big churches.
Dude.
It's like like mosque and like
Mosque, yeah.
what we call like a Quranic school and stuff like that. It's amazing. It's like the color is amazing.
Dude, Pierre, it's so cool you said that because I love to travel. And there was 2 places that's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Before I die, I want to go. 1
Yeah.
was Mongolia.
Yeah.
2, Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, Pierre, world traveler here. Silk Road over there. It's cool because they look so much Asian.
Yeah. And I went like at the time where it was a long time ago, and it was where it was not famous for tourists and stuff, so it was pretty good. I was with local and stuff. It was funny, like you had to go with like for example, at that time to buy a car, you needed to come with another car full of cash to buy a car because the money was so bad. Like we had like,
You
so
couldn't.
just for
No
like,
banks and
yeah, just for like a week we had like I think like one of the bag. Like,
Oh
full
my
of
God,
cash.
that's crazy.
Just like
Somebody
because-
stole that?
just
Full of
because it
ones
was-
for $9.39.
it was like the value of the money was so low, stuff like that,
Wow.
and it was like all before like all the crazy war and stuff. I've been to Syria and stuff also before.
Yeah.
It was
A war
before
zone?
It was a war zone. It
Yeah.
was also beautiful, beautiful stuff. But it's
War is
important,
horrible. Destroys
it's
beauty.
changing.
It's
It's changing.
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah,
What do you think about the state of the world right now? Everything going on. Do you
it's
keep up with that
crazy.
kind of stuff?
I do. After it's tough because people are especially around me. I see so much uneducation and people looking at stuff. It's just hard because now you can see the stupidity of people very easily via social media.
Yes.
Oh,
Because
yes.
before, it was hard to say if someone is stupid. At least you don't know.
You don't know
because
see
they
it.
don't post about it.
Yeah.
But now, everybody feel like they know something about
Yeah.
it, know something. So
And,
they
and,
always
and
post.
the truth is, they only know a fraction of the whole
No,
story.
Yeah, they know. Usually they don't even know stuff. They just choose what is fit to them.
Yeah.
Fantasy.
They don't cross.
Somebody got mad at me recently because I didn't take sides when it came to Palestine and Gaza. And the reason why I didn't take sides is because I know that Israel's been fucking up Palestine or Gaza for years. Way before this even happened. They've been bombing over there, doing all kinds of killing civilians. And the opposite too, right? So that's why I don't know all the details, but I'm not going to act like I do and take sides and post on social media and be like 100% because who knows what's the truth? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like nowadays people are so influenced by stuff they read online, and the fact is anyone can write anything online. So your source is what? your source may not be the truth. You know what I mean?
But it's even worse because you are fed stuff by,
Algorithms,
outside countries that you are pushing information for
propaganda,
for politic gain, and people they think like they are looking at stuff that and it's just fed to them when it's not even it's not coming from the source that they think it is, and that's the thing.
The internet's so crazy. It's like because ever since the Ukraine war, I was just so fascinated by that. Like that two major countries, two big countries that can go to war in this day and age with all the levels of communication we have and this and that. You usually see smaller countries go to war, but I was tripping out, so I've been following it. But the thing that stuck out to me is like, these guys are basically brothers. They're like neighbors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just like I don't know.
It's very sad, and it's
it doesn't do anything good.
We always had war in the world. It will never end. Like it's always. It's just now it's different because you have the ability to see it.
Yes.
And
yes.
before we didn't have the ability to see as much. Now you can see a lot. So it's really. It depends. And after there is some conflicts that are more appealing to others or more pushed on others, etc. So
it's crazy online. You can see that, like, I watch YouTube a lot. Like I said, the Ukraine war. So it's crazy online. There's some people saying that the Russian military is all powerful, but they're just holding back. And then there's some people saying the opposite, like they're weak and they're just being destroyed by Ukraine. It's like, what's the truth? You know what I mean? And that's just one example. There's so many little stories out there where there's conflicting stories on both sides, like
fake news.
It's like you said, government's pushing, their agenda, their story. It's a trip right now with all the amount of information that's going out, and like people believe it. People will believe a story and stick to it. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
You only know what you know, but how do you know what is true and what is false?
Yeah, it's a trip.
That's the way I see it.
But like you said, But like you said earlier, it's like you can only control what you can control, right? So it's like sometimes I find myself getting caught up in the news and the wars and this and that. And I'm like, dude, I'm all stressed out about this, and I can't even control none of this shit. You know what I mean? It's like it's ruining my life, and you know what I mean?
It's
a trip.
It's tough. It's tough when you see it.
Yeah.
Hey Pierre, a tradition at Champ Chat, we have a guest book over here. I just want to thank you for being our guest. And if you don't mind signing our guest book, this whole page is for you. You can whatever. You can sign your name, anything. People just write a message.
Yes,
we love Champ Chat. Champ Chat is the best. Can't wait to be on Champ Chat again.
All right,
whatever you want.
Calm down, sir. Calm down. Pump the brakes. But it was great to have you, brother. I can't wait to see what's next. You're gonna be back in there. I know you're helping the boys still train, and you're still in the gym. You were just training the other day, but I'm excited to see you get back in there and get a couple more dubs on the streak.
Yeah, February.
How long do you think you want to fight, Pierre?
We see, but the funny thing is I feel stronger than I was when I was younger.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm I don't see stopping right now.
Mm-hmm.
But after I need to focus on different stuff, and you have to watch out your health and stuff. It's still hard on your body and stuff, but I feel I'm still getting better and stuff, and so I'm not for now I'm at least for the 2 more years for sure. I don't know. I feel stronger and stuff. So we see. I think I'm a late boomer.
Yeah. Fine wine.
I started like fine wine. So I started late, and I still.
You're still enjoying it.
I'm still enjoying it, and when I feel like it's the time, after that's the thing. It's always tough because you always. When you are you're getting older, you always think, is that when is the right time? It's always a difficult decision. You don't want to do it too much and stuff. But it's not. I never I got caught and stuff, but I never got beat up
Anything bad?
And like from the beginning to the end, and I was outside. So maybe if that happened,
Well, we hope that never happens.
Never happens. Yeah, Pierre.
That ain't gonna happen. Fuck that shit.
Nope.
Fuck that shit.
With your defense,
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for coming on the pod, bro.
Yeah, make some noise.
It was another
Pierre.
good one.
Yeah. Thank you once again, Pierre. He is a chef. I can't wait to try some of his French cuisine. What does his shirt say? I'm not very good.
Charcuterie.
Daguzan
Charcuterie. Check out that shirt, man.
Check them out, guys.
Yeah.
DaguzanCharcuterie.com.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have a website?
Oh, what is it? Shout it out. What's the website?
That's Daguzan, my name, Charcuterie.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And can you give us a shout out of your Instagram right into that camera for us?
And Pierre Daguzan. If you want to find me on Instagram,
Yep, there you go, man.
Hell yeah. Thanks for coming on the show, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Pierre.
Let's go.
How long was that?
Hour. Yeah, thanks, Pierre.